Maximus threatens to destroy Attilan unless Black Bolt gives him the throne and he can have his second Terrigenesis. 'Cause nothing says leadership like threatening to murder everyone unless you get what you want. Look, honestly, I'm just glad the show's over with. But hey, that was an awesome S.H.I.E.L.D. promo, wasn't it? Stick a fork in it. It's done. It's Inhumans. Episode 8. And finally, Black Bolt does something. Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review, our final review for Inhumans, because it sucks. And it's over with, and I'm glad. And sure, there are spoilers ahead, but honestly, at this point, do you care? Do you just watch the review so you don't have to watch the show? Probably a smarter approach. Alright, so, this was the end. This sort of wrapped things up. We have the destruction of Attilan, moving all the Inhumans down to Earth because, you know, it's expensive to shoot on the moon. And leaving Maximus to rule over a giant storage room under a collapsed tunnel. Yeah, a lot of issues with this one, and honestly, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I got pages and notes and all sorts of things. Let's just start off. Look, I'm just going to hit a couple of big points. One, the whole power thing to the dome. All right, so Maximus has rigged up a scanner. Scan his hand, every hour on the hour, the power of the dome goes down. Alright, so my first thought is, of course, I know we can't cut off the hand because you got to have blood flow through it, is fine. Just knock him out, drag him up to the thing, and just stick his hand under the scanner. Boom! Done! Sure, you've got to get to the scanner, but at this point, it doesn't matter. I don't know how many guards are actually there. We seem to have random levels of security that tend to go on with that, and I will hit more on that in a bit. But we get to it, and even Karnak finally gets to it. Karnak, the smart one, the one that finds all the flaws. What's the flaw that he can find? Is that Maximus didn't know what he had done, and now it's even worse. So let's get this right. Maximus, without knowing what he's doing, managed to connect a scanner that only responds to him, and yet also, without knowing anything of what he's doing, managed to make it that nobody else can go in and change anything. I don't buy that. I don't buy that people would let him do it. I mean, we've got the two girls that are sitting there in the white robes in the control room. I don't know if they talk. I don't know if they move. I don't really know what they actually do. They're part of the connection. Certainly they don't seem to override it. There's apparently no technicians in the entire city of Attilan. We don't have any electronic repairmen that go and actually fix and mess with all of these machines. No Bob that comes in and just be like, oh, I see your problem here. What happens if somebody's put one of those scanner things in between your power couplings? Yeah, we just got to do is just got to bypass there, and we can go ahead and just pull that sucker out. That's all you got to do there. No, we don't have any of those. So, yeah, Maximus, incredibly smart and also incredibly dumb, both at the same time. And no one else. And this is where it runs into the whole Attilan situation that we have with us. Because even Maximus hits on the beginning about, we're going to invading Earth as a conquering army. There are 1,400 people on Attilan. That's the population of your Inhumans. They're going after 7, 8 billion people on Earth. I mean, it's not all 1,400. Some are old, some are young, some are kids. You know, and apparently there's only a few actual security guys. I mean, you set your first security team down to catch Maximus and Gorgon and everyone. There was only a handful of them. They got their butts wiped. And the next thing you could do, you were pulling out miners. That was your second line of offense here. Yeah, let's get the guys out of the mine, some volunteers. Let's pick that guy. Yeah, it's a scaly arm, but he's kind of strong. And you're going to try and take over. There's any threat that that's going to be to humanity. I mean, yes, you have Black Bolt who's powerful, and I guess Mortis might have been, but hell, Mortis was taken out because of part of a building falling. You hit him on the head and killed him. Yes, it also killed Gorgon, but that didn't seem to stop anyone. We had FrankenGorgon all of this episode. And that was just completely ridiculous. I mean, I joked about it last week that it was going to be FrankenGorgon. It actually was. Sometimes he was lucid, sometimes not, just depending on what the plot needed. Took out Declan, no more of the Doc. I guess he's now really needed. So, yeah, and I also love Karnak's whole line. I mean, yes, you could see that he was trying to bring him back. There was a reason, oh, I loved you, I missed you. I love the fact that we're friends. We're cousins, we're friends, we're allies. And then he hits family. Family would have been the first one that I would have gone with there. And then when he tells, is it Oren there, whoever it was, is like, I know I did a second Terrigenesis. It was a mistake. Well, you brought him back to life, so it's not that much a mistake. I mean, even in that whole issue, I know I hit the problems that I had this, but I was just thinking, you know, Gorgon was dead, right? So when he injected him, it's not like that's going through his whole body. There's no heart, there's no bloodstream, there's nothing like that. He would have just made like a little fluid ball inside wherever he stabbed him where little stuff was happening. Well, that was it. I don't understand. Even the whole second Terrigenesis thing that keeps being pursued and why that caused this madness for Gorgon. They have already established that Terrigenesis it's a one-time deal. If you were exposed again to Terrigen Mist, it doesn't do anything to you. If you're human, it doesn't affect you. If it's Inhuman, it only affects you once. We've had Inhumans, we've had people exposed to the mist multiple times. Plus, it is in, again, the whole fishes and seafood stream there on Earth. So people are eating it. So you eat it once, you turn, and then you eat it again. It's not going to do anything. Yes, this involved genetic manipulation, but again, it's kind of a one-shot deal. So even the whole madness thing, everything seemed just created to create a problem and had no actual like reasoning to it. And that's what really annoyed me in this episode. We even had the whole bit when finally Black Bolt and Medusa and they get up and they're going to talk to the people. All right? Now we're gonna explain the case. Yes, we've made some mistakes, but that's okay. We're gonna go on. What happened to all the guards? They didn't try to stop them. Maximus wasn't people down. He was yelling down from his balcony, but no one was trying to stop and cut those communications. Or there they are. Arrest them now before they can talk to the people and do all the things. And then even once the city was evacuated, where are all the guards then? There didn't seem to be any issue there. So it was just... The population of Attilan exists only to serve plot purposes. They have no actual reality. Again, there's no technicians. There's no real security group outside of what is needed at that particular moment. There's no consistency, and nobody seems to actually have any powers of any effect outside of occasional digging or being walls to transport people. There's like 5 or 10 maybe effective Inhumans. Everybody else seems like they got nothing. Okay, now when the dome started failing, why was there shaking and crashing? It was just on or off. I don't understand. We even had a whole building fall down. Why did the building fall down? What's the shaking coming from? It's just power to the dome. That's all that Maximus said. Just, really... I also love how the fact it's like the city is falling apart, everybody has been evacuated, and that is the point where Black Bolt decides that something has to be done about Maximus. Everybody's already gone. The war's already over with. It's lost. You're done. But now you've got to go deal with Maximus. Okay, glad you finally did something. Now we know that things can't be fixed. We already know what Karnak had said is that he's in a cascading effect, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he can't fix it. When Black Bolt goes down to see Maximus, Maximus responds, first thing he says is, well, can't be undone, I've totally screwed up. But we don't see Maximus even attempting that. And that's a weak demonstration. You can't tell us that this was going to happen and have Maximus tell us, oh, I tried it, and you're right, nothing's going to work, unless we actually see it. We miss that moment of any transition that he might have had from his crazy madness, I will threaten everyone unless I get what I want, to when he sees Black Bolt, to going, you're right, it was all my mistake, I totally messed up, I'm all sorry about this. We don't see that transition. We are robbed from that, and that is really weak filmmaking right there. I know it's a television show, we're still going to call it filmmaking, television making. It's weak It's weak construction of a show. Alright, I'm going to cut right there. Let's go on to a few small points. Look, I do like to say when there's something that happens that I like, and I will tell you it. They did some nice stuff with lighting. Small stuff, just background things, and like the throne room and stuff, but they started to add a little bit of color, a little depth. There was a few interesting moments there. I also liked that Maximus learned Black Bolt's language. Of course he would! He's grown up with him. He's his brother. He's known him his entire life. Of course he's going to learn his language. But finally, I was just appreciating it. I love Black Bolt's look like, huh? You learn this? Well, yeah, of course, man. You can't be just, it's the only way that you speak, and nobody has bothered to figure this out. So, yes, thank you at least for giving us that moment. On the other hand, everything else between the two of them was bogey. That whole last confession about, I forged information that we'd never heard anything about before that made you mad, which is why you accidentally killed your parents. For no reason at all. Yeah, it was a reason. It was a reason, Maximus, because you lied, because you falsified paper, made them believe that they had died. It was for no fault of their own, but not for no reason at all. The reason was because you did it. And what was the point of that revelation? Really nothing. Also, you know, he gets stunned back in Hawaii. He goes, ugh, and it blows a car over. He says to his parents why, and they disintegrate, but nothing else is destroyed around him. And the very end, when he says, bye, brother, way too much. That would have blown the whole, like, half building apart. That just crumbled the whole little facade. If he just went, bye. Just a little boom to show the power that he had, and then knocked it down, boom. Bye, brother. That just, it's way too much. It was just inconsistent power use. Just, again, whatever serves the plot. Triton's fights were cool. Quick, simple, straightforward. Showed some character like that. Everything else about Triton annoys me, but the fights look good. You know, for the dirty lower levels tunnels of Attilan, all those hallways were very clean and empty and identical looking. I guess easy to shoot in, but again, where are the population of Attilan? Where are they? When everything was falling apart, one, loved the plastic-headed statue that fell, totally rolled and moved like plastic, like it weighed nothing. But also, when that is finally happening, Medusa looks at everyone and was like, should we evacuate? That's a horrible, just everyone, dun-dun, 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 and then Gorgon. It's just, yes, we should. Yeah, it was just really bad. Well, and the show is over. Or I could say as it ended in the mysterious place with our mysterious boss. You know all those people are going to be experimented on. Looks like they're living in a stadium. Where on earth do you think they stuck those people anyway? But who cares? It's over with. And I know there's been talk of a season 2. I know there are some people that like the show, but honestly, from its numbers, there's really no reason why it should. It's crap. It's really badly made, really horribly written, with convenient plot points and just tropic circumstances. If it comes back, I'm not reviewing it. That's all I'm saying. But there was a palate cleanser at the end. Even when it was over with, you're like, finally, it's done. We get an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. promo. Turn it, turn it. Ah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. Come on, you know that it did. We're in space. I mean, that was the thing. The dialogue, the action, the effects, the personality of everyone. It was just, man, I loved it. Oh, it's so great. We got xenomorphs, we've got Creed, we got space, we got somebody that looks kind of like Peter Quill, but he's not. He's a new guy. Just, we got Melinda flying a spaceship. One thing we didn't see, though, is Fitz. We saw Simmons, but we didn't see Fitz. We saw everybody else. We saw Yo-Yo, we saw Mac, we saw Phil, saw Melinda, we saw Simmons, we saw Quake, We did not see Fitz. And I believe somebody does get left behind, so that's going to bum me out, man, if we break up Fitzsimmons again. He's got so much he's got to deal with, and now he's got to have us grow with him. It's totally wrong, but that also means that there might be some backup to help him on this and to get them out. So, going to have to wait and see. It's only a couple of weeks. Really excited. Like I said, that got my blood pumping. As soon as we saw it, it was just... the production value was so much higher, the action was better, the interaction was better. Really, it was just a night and day difference between the crap fest that Inhumans is and the awesomeness that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is. So, really, just there couldn't have been more stark of a difference, and that really just got me excited. So, couple weeks, December 1st, 2-hour premiere. We are all about it, and I cannot wait. So, that wraps it up for this. We're all done. Now I can recommend though, if you need your own particular palette cleanser now, and you like Anson Mount as Black Bolt, you know, he was something good. He is incredible in Hell on Wheels. It's an AMC series from a few years ago. Anson Mount plays Cullen Bohannon. He's a Confederate soldier heading west on a trip for revenge. Really deals with the Transcontinental Railroad. Great show. Really, the first few seasons are great. The last few kind of, you know, not so great. They kind of dip down a little bit, you know, in me. But the first few seasons are amazing. He's just really charismatic, and he's got an incredible voice. So, Hell on Wheels used to be on AMC. You can go and find it on Netflix or Amazon or something. I'm sure real nice and easy. Highly recommend that. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. We're going to call it quits. I'm going to go home. So, if you did enjoy this review, our final one before we take this thing off, go ahead and hit that like button. Thoughts, ideas, and comments, throw those down in the section below. Did you like the show? Are you glad it's over? Anything else particularly annoy you? There's other stuff, but really, why waste time talking about it? Let me know your thoughts. And if you did like it, go ahead and tell me. I'm fine with that. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody has different feelings for things. I didn't like the show. That doesn't mean that it's bad if you do. You can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. But please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., come on, you know it's going to be so good. Space Cream, Nautilus, Coulson, Melinda, it's going to be great. Anyway, subscribe, quick and easy. Hit this button right here. And I'll go ahead and throw up our latest couple of reviews right here. You guys can check those out. So, that's it. Thanks so much for joining us on this adventure. I'm D, and I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.